of our life. Having strayed from the right path and lost it, I awoke to find myself in a dark wood. How hard it is to tell what it was like, that wild and mighty and unfriendly forest, the very thought of which renews my fear. So bitter was it that death could be no worse. How I came to be there I can hardly say. I was so overcome by sleep when I had begun to wander off the road. I soon came to the bottom of the hill, where the valley that had impaired my heart with terror came to an end. I looked up the hill and could see its back, already clad in the rays of that star that draws other men along the proper way. And then I felt a lessening of the terror which had lingered in the lake of my heart that entire night, which was so cruelly long. And just as a man panting from exhaustion emerges from the sea and sees the shore, then turns back to examine the deep, so my mind did not stop running, turned round to contemplate that veil again that not one person had left alive. My tired body having had some rest, I resumed my way along that bare incline, keeping my lower foot at all times firmer. Suddenly, just where the ground began to rise, I saw in front of me an agile beast whose body was covered in dappled fur. Never moving out of sight, it stood there, and so blocked the way that several times I started to go back. The time was just about the start of day. The sun was moving up with all those stars that were with him when the love of God first set in motion all those lovely things. Both the sweet season and the time of day gave me cause to hope that some good would still come of having met that beast with the spotted skin. But that did not make me less terrified, when in a flash a lion sprang into view, who seemed to be advancing toward me, with his head high and in such famished rage that even the air itself appeared to fear him. And a she-wolf, too, who seemed to have loaded every known craving into her leanness, and blighted many lives already. The terror emanating from her look laid upon my spirit such a heavy gloom that I gave up hope of climbing to the top, as is he who happily amasses wealth, until the day comes that he loses it, and then each time he thinks cries and grows sad. Such was I when that unsatiated beast, who step by step was drawing close, kept pushing me where the sun grows silent. While I was hastening down the slope, there suddenly appeared before my eyes a man whose voice was worn from long disuse. When I caught sight of him in that bleak place, I cried out to him, "Have pity on me, whatever you are, living man or ghost." "No man am I," he said, "though I once was. Both my parents came from Lombardy, and both Mantuans as well. I was born while Caesar was alive, though late, and lived in Rome while good Augustus ruled, and in a day of false and lying gods. I was a poet that sang of the just son of Anchises who came from Troy. But why are you going back in such distress? Why not climb that mountain, which is the reason and beginning of all joy? So you are that Virgil and that fountain, who spread so broad a river of discourse." I answered him with shamed and humble brow,